Yay, we did it. It's our final math mini lesson of the year. We're going to be talking about financial literacy, specifically how to calculate profit. So first, what is income? Income is the money received from goods or services. And I know you guys just talked about income tax. So like when you do a job, you get income. Part of that is taxed, right? So a lemonade stand, if I sell lemonade, the money that I get is my income. If I do chores, it's money that I'm making. If I get an allowance, maybe I mow lawns to get money, or I do a job, right? So income is a positive thing. It's money that's coming into your bank account, into your pocket. You're getting more money. On the other hand, we got to talk about expenses. Now, if income is a positive, an increase in money in your account, an expense is when you have to pay for something. And it's the cost required for a good or service and the money you spend. This might be utilities, like paying your phone bill or your cable bill or electricity or water. These are all expenses that your parents have to pay every single month so that you can have these things. Rent. You just think about bills or receipts, anything you're buying, right? And groceries or food. That's another example. So an expense is money leaving your account. And finally, profit is the amount of money made after paying expenses. So if I'm running a business or selling something, the money that comes in is my income. The supplies and everything I need is my expenses. And then my profit is after I pay for my expenses, how much money is left that I just get to take home and enjoy. So just to practice, let's do an example. Let's say we start a candy selling business. So I have a bunch of candy and I go around and I'm selling it at after school or something. Y'all would all buy my candy. You would love it. What expenses would we have if I'm selling this candy, right? I'd have to go to the store and buy the candy, right? Maybe I need a nice sign to advertise for my candy. Maybe I need, like, this picture has like a little caddy to hold my candy. So, some like storage, right? Maybe my candy business is booming and I need to pay somebody I'm going to hire one of you guys to go sell candy somewhere else on the store or at the school. So I'm going to get an employee. Those are all things, expenses that I would have if I were to start my candy business that I would have to pay for. What income would we have? When we paid or when we sold the candy, I'm like, I'll give you a Tootsie Roll for 50 cents and $2 for some Starburst, right? So when I sell the candy, that would give me my income. When I'm finding profit, how much money does Miss Hershey get to take home and put in her pocket, right? Now, let's say I sell $50 worth of candy. Okay, that's awesome. But I have to pay for all this stuff too. Candy, sign, my little storage container, my employee. Let's say all of that cost $30 total. So I didn't really get $50 because I already spent $30. So really, the money that I made would be the difference between that. The money I made, or the profit, would be $20. So in order to calculate profit, we will use profit pie. In profit pie, we'll think of pie, P-I-E, as profit, income, expenses. And so if we're breaking this up into profit, income, and expenses, every time you're calculating profit, I always think about this part whole. That's the easiest way to do it. So income is the total money that you make. So that's going to be our total. Expenses are going to be the money that we're spending, right, on our supplies or our employees or whatever it is. And that leftover section is going to be our profit. Okay, that's what we're looking for here. Our profit will be one of the parts, our expenses is the other part, and income is the total amount of money you made. So after you take away expenses, how much is left? And that will be your profit. And there's a better written version of what I just said. So let's try a couple. John bought a table at a used furniture store. He decided to repair the table and sell it. John made the list below about what he did. Price paid for the table. Cost to repair. Cost to paint. Selling price. What was John's profit from selling the table? Okay, so if we look at this, we bought the table, we paid for the table $25.50. The cost to repair was $8.75, and the cost to paint was $7.50. Then we sold the table, right? And we earned this money. Somebody paid John $50 for this table. So if we're thinking profit pie, that means profit equals income minus expenses. Profit is what we're looking for. How much income did we have? Well, income is the money we get selling something. So that is this $50 right here. And then how much were the expenses for this table? Well, he paid for three things. He bought the table, he repaired the table, and he painted the table. If we put these numbers together, we will get the expenses. So right now, I'm going to add those three numbers up. So if I add these up, I'm seeing what was the total amount he paid. I'm going to go ahead and solve. When I added those, I got $41.75. Now, I'm not done. That is an answer choice, but that is a trick because this is not our profit. What is it? It was the cost that we had in order to make the table sellable. These are our expenses. Now that we figured out our expenses, we can use our profit pie and subtract 50 minus $41.75. Go ahead and pause and solve that. Subtracting across zeros is always a little tricky. I need to regroup a lot. This becomes a 4, so this can be a 10. Take 1, give 10. Then I got to do it again. Take 1, give 10. Now I can start subtracting. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 7 is 2. 9 minus 1 is 8. So $8.25 is our total profit. And the answer is D. Priya bought 6 jewelry boxes for $9 each. She then sells them for $28 each. What was Priya's profit? So when I'm looking at this, there's two ways that I could solve this. The first way, well, I would think about, okay, I've got 6 equal groups, 6 jewelry boxes, right? And each of them is $9. So I could find how much she bought them for total and then find the total income. She sold each of them for $28 each. Or I can say, okay, if I bought this for $9 and then sold it for $28, what's that difference? Right? And I could see for each one, and then if I could see what the profit was for each jewelry box, and then see if I have 9 or 6 of them, what's the total profit. So I'm going to do that. If I have a part whole for each jewelry box, the profit, remember, profit equals income minus expenses. The total profit is a part. That's what we're solving for. P equals question mark. How much income did she receive for one jewelry box? She got $28 each. So the income is $28. How much were her expenses for each jewelry box? Her expenses, she spent $9 on each. So what's that difference? If we're finding a difference, that means we need to subtract. So 28 minus 9. Take 1, give 10. 18 minus 9 is 9. Okay, so $19. Now, I'm not done yet. That means for each jewelry box, she made $19 of profit. However, she didn't just have one jewelry box. She had 6 jewelry boxes. So that means I need to do 19 times 6. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 6, or 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. So the total profit for all 6 jewelry boxes would be A. Okay, exit ticket. Martha and Shannon started a lemonade stand. They spent $5 on lemons, $10 on cups, and $2 on sugar. At the end of the day, they had sold 15 cups of lemonade for $2 each. What was the profit made by the lemonade stand? So remember, profit equals income minus expenses. Pi. So what was that income? How much money did they make total? How much money did they spend on supplies and things? And then how much money did they make? That's what we're solving. I would first figure out what's my total income and what are my total expenses, and then solve. Pause it here and play for the answer. Okay, to find my total income, I know there are 15 cups of lemonade sold for $2 each. $2 each, that's a key word for equal groups multiplication. So my income is going to be 15 times 2, and this is going to be 30. So I made $30 from, or Martha and Shannon made $30 at their lemonade stand. How much did they spend on supplies? Well, they spent $5 on lemons, $10 on cups, and $2 on sugar. So if I add those all up, they spent $17. Okay, to find the profit, right, I need to find the difference. That means I need to do 30 minus 17. I'm going to regroup here. And the answer would be $13. If you got $13, congrats, you got your exit ticket right. You may move on to your prodigy for the day. Have a fantastic day and a fantastic summer.